Hi everyone and welcome to Season 14, Episode 5 of From Hope to Glory at Truro City with me, the United City FM. Welcome along. So, we've just been through a January transfer window. We brought in a new right back on loan. That was the only bit of business that we did, so we'll check him out today. But today is all about a really big game in the league. Today we play 4th positioned West Ham. They're currently 6 points ahead of us, but they've played an extra game than we have. So we've got a game in hand. If we could beat them and get within 3 points of them today and have a game in hand, that would do our chances of a Champions League spot the world of good. Can we do it? Let's find out. So here we go again, straight into the January transfer window stuff. It wasn't a busy one. I knew it wouldn't be. We didn't have the finances for it. The reason that we had to do something, though, was because we did lose one of our players. Neco Williams, 32 years old, wasn't playing enough for him anymore because we've got Swan that came into the club and is playing as our number one right back. So this guy, in the end, wanted to leave. We couldn't really stand in his way. So he did move. He's gone to Bologna. So we had to find a replacement. And the club's finances are not particularly fantastic. The club balance is fine. This season's budgets have kind of all been spent. So we could only find somebody on loan. It took me a few tries. I tried a couple of other players first and couldn't get them over the line through wage issues. But in the end, we bought in Johnny Byrne from Nottingham Forest on basically a half-season loan. If we compare the two, him and Neco Williams, you'll see that we've lost a little bit of attacking prowess from Williams, but we've gained a little bit of tackling, 14 compared to 13 in the tackling in favour of Johnny Byrne, just behind my face cam that you can't see it. But the rest of it is pretty similar, really. The physicals are okay. The mentals are mostly all right. I'd like a little bit more determination, but decision-making is strong with Byrne. So ultimately, I think we've done okay. He'll play a bit part in this second half of the season. Mostly Swan will play. But we had to find somebody to come and fill that gap. And Johnny Byrne is the player that we've got in. So that is the squad set for the rest of the season. We are a settled squad. We're currently sitting in 6th. We've dropped off a little bit from where we were, but actually the fixture list wasn't too bad through January. You can see that we started off with 3 draws in a row. The first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final against Arsenal, 3-3, but away from home, so not a bad result. We then drew 4-4 with Everton. That was a mad game. Abu Bakar getting on the score sheet with a hat-trick there and doing very nicely. You see he shows back up again in the Arsenal second game in the Carabao Cup semi-final. So he's done okay in January. Then a 0-0 draw in the league against Arsenal. Again, away from home. Not a bad result, really. We then beat Oxford and Crystal Palace. Oxford in the FA Cup and Palace in the league before that second semi-final against Arsenal at home. And we obliterated them 4-1. It was such a good performance. Again, Abu Bakar with one. Warren Morrison, our attacking midfielder, he got a couple. And Pavel Lax, our left-sided midfielder, got a 4th. Before half-time, we were well up on that game. But by half-time, it was done and dusted. We then made a little bit of a meal about playing QPR in the next round of the FA Cup, and eventually in extra time we got a winner from Jayden Braff and went through in that. The next round we've got is against Fulham coming up in a couple of games' time. But today is all about that West Ham game. We've got West Ham in the league. If we go and have a look at the league, you'll see, as I said in the intro, they're sitting in 4th position, 6 points clear of us. We've got a game in hand, though, and we have to try and make that work for us. If we could get a win today, that would really help us really push for these Champions League spots. Of course, West Ham have been top of the league for a little bit this season, dropped off a little bit recently, but they're going to be quite a tricky game to play. We are also, are we at home or away today? We are away from home today, so it's going to be doubly difficult, but we're going to give it a good go. So let's see how we get on. In terms of personnel, you can see actually we've got a full strength squad. I mean, Byrne just coming into the club is a little bit below par in terms of his conditioning, but we'll work on that with him as a backup at the right back area. But other than that, everybody else has been rotated in January a couple of times in some of those cup games against the likes of Oxford and QPR, for example. So everybody could play if I wanted them to. And I have made a couple of decisions to change the side today. And the first one that we're going to talk about is on the right-hand side. White is going to play instead of Fernandez. And the reason for it is if we go over to the right-hand side of the screen here, you will see that now my starting 11 is all played really well this season. Some of them against slightly lesser opposition, but I think the confidence of having played well, got good average ratings, is what I'm looking for today in today's match, because I think everybody in my squad is much of a muchness in their rotation between the two players that play in each position. So for today, I've gone for as much as I can for people that have been on form this season, and we'll see how that works out for us. The only one that really misses out, unfortunately, is Baveri, and that's because as a central defender, he's got three central defenders, Joan, Claridge and Colombini, that are all playing well as well, so he misses out. But other than that, pretty much everybody is on the starting list or the bench that has got a really good average rating this season. And then it was just about which one of those players, some of them, to put in. So the likes, for example, of Signorelli and Abu Bakar as our striker have both got over 7 as an average rating, but Abu Bakar is on good form at the moment, so we're going to keep him in the side. So for today's match against West Ham, big game to play. Let's see how we get on. We've got Wendell in goal, Swan at right back, Calafiori at left back, Claridge and Colombini in central defence, Maguire, Beshlis and Morrison in central midfield, White on the right, Lax on the left and Abu Bakar up top, with a bench of Joan, Ionel, Silva, Marks, Fernandez, Braff and Signorelli. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. My intention in the team talk is to rile them up a little bit. So we've gone with pumping the fists, and we've said, I know you lot have been keen to avenge what happened to us last time we played West Ham. We got beaten by them earlier in the season. So now is the time to go and express yourself. So hopefully we'll rile them up a little bit, get them properly focused on this match in the very first few minutes of the game. Away from home, it's always going to be tricky. We are going to go into the shouts immediately and fire them up just at the beginning of the game and see if we can properly get them in a good frame of mind for the early stages. West Ham have come in with the 4-4-1-1 formation, so they're going to be quite defensively sound. 2 banks of 4 to try and break down. It's us on the ball, though, down that right-hand side from a throw-in. Worked it nicely to Abu Bakar, who's dropped in to get involved in the play. Lax was almost on the end of that through ball, but it just was a little bit ahead of him. A goalkeeper for West Ham sorts that out, but he goes long and we win it in our defensive unit and keep the ball down this left-hand side. Can we work another opportunity? Calafiori and the ball on the left-hand side at the moment in the left fullback position. Takes it into midfield. Abu Bakar again dropping in to get involved in the play. And White over the top for Abu Bakar. Round the keeper. And brilliantly in the back of the net. As long as there was no offside decision in that early moment of Abu Bakar going through, then that is a really lovely goal. So it's on the right-hand side. White with the through ball. I think he held his run and then just dropped off the defender as they tried to move up and play the offside position. And then he was able to go round the goalkeeper and fire it into the back of the net. No third look at it. So yes, it was a perfectly good goal and a very good one as well. We take an early lead. Can we keep the focus and keep the pressure up on them? They've got a highlight again themselves down their left-hand side. They've worked it nicely. We've got lots of bodies behind the ball. Can we get a foot in at all? We try, but they do get a shot away, but it's a little bit wayward, and it goes over at the top and wide of the goal just slightly. And so the goalkeeper scrambles across a little bit, but doesn't have to do anything with it. And we can just calm the play down, hopefully. Get on the ball a little bit and keep the possession stats high. We're doing okay. We are above 50% of possession, so we've got a little bit more than they have. Had a couple more shots at goal. Let's see if we can keep that up for the remainder of this first half, should I say. We're coming up to the half hour mark. Again, we try and go over the top for Abu Bakr. This time the defenders spotted it and didn't play the offside position, has countered very nicely, kept the ball nicely down the left-hand side, move it more centrally into the box, a very nice sweeping move, and eventually fired straight at the goalkeeper, who Wendell managed to claw it out for a corner kick. Corner comes into the near post, we get it partially cleared. Morrison picks up the ball, good opportunity for a counter-attack, charges down the right-hand side, doesn't quite manage to ride the challenge that came in, and the ball goes out for a throw-in. But we come back for another highlight of a corner kick. The corner goes into the 6-yard box from White, and the goalkeeper comes out and claims it, sends it long again, and they win the ball up high up the pitch and get down the right-hand side of our penalty box, then a very narrow angle, and he should not have shot from there, should he? The West Ham striker should have waited for some support and dragged it back if he could. But I'm kind of glad that he didn't, and it hit the side netting. 37 minutes coming up on the clock. We've got a few minutes left of this first half. Can we keep the scoreline as it is all the way through? So the last 15 minutes or so have pretty much been all West Ham. You can see their shots have gone from like 2 or 3 up to 10 in the last 15 minutes, and ours haven't budged at all. And with an XG rating of 0.3, the expected goals of that first half, we're lucky to have one. But we do have one. The possession stats dipped as well. So that last 15 minutes or so, West Ham properly turned the screw on us. So what we're going to do is for the second half, we're going to come out in a slightly more balanced mentality. Rather than attacking all the time, we're going to try and keep the ball just a little bit. We're not going to sit back. We're not going to be cautious, but we are going to try and just keep that ball just a little bit more and not go so gung-ho at trying to get the ball over the top for Abu Bakr. So we're going to go hands in the pockets. We're going to calm everybody down at this point. I'm pleased with how things are going. Keep it going. So we riled them up at the beginning. We're going to calm them down for the start of this second. And then we're going to go into the shouts and demand more from them. And again, just hopefully focus the mind a little bit in terms of the job that they've now got to do. We've got to hold on to this lead as long as we can. And it's West Ham that are going to come back at us. You can see again, early in this second half, they've upped their game. There's a couple more shots coming in from them. And ours still haven't budged at all. We're still sitting on 4 shots, 2 on target, which is what we were at early in the game. We managed to defend that particular attack from West Ham, but they've picked up the ball again in their defensive unit and gone wide left. There was a loose ball, and we do pick it up. But the goalkeeper goes long and we win it, actually. I was a little bit concerned about the goalkeeper clearance there, but Abu Bakr does great. We are being pressed quite high by West Ham, and that just might have caused them a downfall, and it really, really has. You could see the West Ham press down in our right-hand side, right in our fullback position almost, where we were playing the ball quite intricately around the press as much as we could. And then Swan misses out everybody and goes over the top again, and Abu Bakr on his toes spots the opportunity, charges in behind the defence and gets a second goal for us. And against the run of play quite considerably, we've seen over the last sort of half hour of the game, West Ham have been absolutely dominant in lots of areas, but we managed to make 2 opportunities count, and with 20 minutes to go, we are looking really solid for a fantastic win here. So we're going to pause the game at 74 minutes, slightly later than I would normally do so. But they were playing really well. But now we do have a couple of guys on the wings specifically who are almost out on their feet. And at least one underperforming player in Morrison as well. So those are the 3 that we're going to bring out of the side. White comes out, Fernandez goes in, Braff goes in for Lax, and Morrison comes out. And we're going to put Marks in that attacking midfield role, not Thompson, who's not on the bench today, but Marks will play that perfectly well. So we'll see how he gets on. But we've now got to see this game out. And it's going to be interesting. I don't want to go defensive to do it because that will draw West Ham onto us. I think we will just continue to do what we're doing. We're in the balanced mentality. We're going to see if we can keep hold of this ball a little bit better than we have been for the last 15 minutes of the game and stop them from getting through. I think overall, we've done magnificently well against a West Ham side who are definitely pushing. Can we remain defensively solid for the last 10 minutes now of the match? They had a corner kick that came in and we cleared it, but they picked up the loose ball and they're coming back at us again down the right-hand side. They get the ball into the top of the 6-yard box and the striker blasts it over the top of the bar from that distance. If he had got it on target, there's no way that the goalkeeper would have got there, I don't think. And again, we can breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief. The time is ticking away. 87, 88 minutes on the clock. We've got 4 minutes of added time. I don't think they're going to get 2 goals in that time. And we come away with a really fantastic win. It's exactly what we were looking for. I said at the beginning of the episode, we were 6 points behind, but with a game in hand. If we could get within 3 points of them with a game in hand, that helps our Champions League spot opportunities enormously. And thanks to Abu Bakar and a couple of really good balls over the top, we've managed to do it. 2-0 against a really good side, and I'm really happy with that. So after that fantastic performance and a really big win against West Ham, immediately it doesn't look like a lot has changed. We still sit in 6th position, but a lot has changed, really. We are now 3 points behind both 4th and 3rd, Liverpool and West Ham in the league. And we have a game in hand over both of them. We also have an extra game in hand over Manchester United at the top of the table, who are currently 6 points clear of us. So we could potentially drag ourselves towards them as well with the games in hand that we've got. So what I would say is, although it's a real long shot at this point, we are in the conversation for the Premier League title this season. But my main objective for this last season in charge at Truro City is to qualify for the Champions League. If we can have taken a club from tier 7 in the English systems and brought them all the way up to qualify for the Champions League, then I'm really happy with that as a legacy. We've got a few more episodes to go. How many have we got? We've got about 3 more episodes, 4 more episodes, something like that to go. So there's a lot still to come. In the next episode, though, we shift our focus away from the league and we play Chelsea in the League Cup final. Can we find a way to win some silverware in this last season with Truro City? 1 game at Wembley Stadium against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup final. It's going to be a big occasion, and that's the game that we're going to come back for tomorrow. Today is Thursday. Tomorrow we'll be playing, on Friday we'll be playing Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. 1 game to see if we can find some silverware this season. We've still got an FA Cup run potentially happening, so it's going to be a busy end to the season. I'm not exactly sure which games we're going to play after tomorrow, because we only have a couple of episodes left at that point, so it might be that we miss out a bit of a chunk of the season and go towards the end of it, but we'll have to wait and see. But tomorrow, it's all about, can we win silverware whilst absolutely fighting on all fronts to try and get into that Champions League, and maybe even sneak a Premier League win. We'll see. But for tomorrow, big game. Come and join me for that one. We'll see if we can win some silverware with Truro City. Until then, thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. What a fantastic win that was. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Go and check out all my links in the description below, to my Discord, to my Twitter, to my Patreon, to my merchandise store. All of the good stuff is down there. Go check all of that out. Until next time, though, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.